This is Global Watch on your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS Television. I am Abigail Ukmade. Indonesia's military announced on Sunday that the submarine that sank in the Bali Sea has been found. It was broken into 3 pieces and all 53 crew members on board before it went missing have been declared dead. The pieces were located at the bottom of the sea by a sonar scan that detected the submarine at 850 meters far beyond its diving range. Rescuers found new objects, including a life vest believed to belong to those on board the submarine. Indonesia's President Joko Widodo expressed his deep sorrow over the tragedy and sent his condolences to the families of the submarine crew. The cause of the sinking has not been determined. The Navy had earlier said an electrical failure could have prevented the submarine from executing emergency procedures to resurface. Indonesia's police said it will send teams to Bali and Java town of Banggu to help identify the victims once the bodies are retrieved. Indonesia has lost contact with the submarine on Wednesday as it prepared to conduct a torpedo drill. On Monday, a court in Moscow began a hearing into designating Alexei Navalny's Anti-Corruption Foundation and its regional network as extremists after prosecutors requested that they be added to a list of terrorist and extremist organizations. The Russian prosecutors went ahead to suspend all activities of the groups. According to Navalny's team, the aim of this move is to essentially shut down the movement. FBK's director Ivan Zednov wrote on Twitter on Monday that the activities of Navalny's offices and FBK were immediately suspended, attaching screenshots of a prosecutor's decision. In a statement on its Telegram channel, Navalny's office said the group will no longer be able to work as usual. Navalny's team promised it would continue fighting corruption, the ruling United Russia Party and President Putin. They added that the fight will not be easy, but they will win because they are strong. Prosecutors accused the group of creating conditions for changing the foundations of the constitutional order and called their activities undesirable. The groups are banned from operating in Russia and participating in their activities that can result in lengthy prison terms. Alexei Navalny, Russia's best-known opposition politician, is serving 2.5 years in prison on old fraud charges he claims politically motivated. He ended a hunger strike last week that he had launched to demand proper medical treatment in prison. Lebanon on Monday called on Saudi Arabia to reconsider its decision to ban its produce from entering the oil-rich kingdom over what Riyadh called a rise in drug smuggling and tasked its interior minister to coordinate with the kingdom to investigate the culprits and institute strict new measures to prevent a repeat. The announcement was made after a meeting attended by Lebanon's president, prime minister, several cabinet ministers, and heads of security agencies that discussed Saudi Arabia's decision last week. The Saudi ban, ordered by the kingdom's interior ministry, went into effect on Sunday. The measure will add to Lebanon's severe economic problems, already reeling from an unprecedented economic crisis. The fruit and vegetable trade is worth $24 million annually. Lebanon's Farmers Union called on the kingdom to repeal its decision. It said the mistake of one person or a criminal gang should not be a reason to punish the Lebanese people. Lebanese officials also asked the state prosecutor to follow up on the investigation into the shipment, adding that Lebanon strongly rejects that its facilities are used as a point for such criminal acts. President Michel Aoun earlier asked Lebanon security forces to step up operations against the smuggling, while Diab said Lebanon stood ready to fight trafficking networks with Saudi Arabia and that a ban would not prevent it. Aoun further stated that Saudi Arabia and all the Gulf countries know well that a ban on Lebanese products will not stop drug smuggling and that cooperation between them will rather help stop the networks. You are watching Global Watch. Up next is COVID-19 developments and entertainment after the break. So stay tuned. Welcome back. You're still watching Global Watch on your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS Television. It was announced on Monday that the long-delayed travel bubble between Hong Kong and Singapore will begin on May 26 as they move to re-establish foreign travel links and lift the hurdle of quarantine for visitors. The bubble between two cities was set to commence in November of 2020, but was suspended after an increase in coronavirus cases in Hong Kong. Edward Yao, Hong Kong Commerce Secretary, and Ong Yen Koo, Singapore's Transport Minister, said the bubble will commence with 1 flight per day into each city, with up to 200 passengers on each flight. Those who want to travel from either city must test negative for COVID-19 before leaving and when arriving. Those who live in Hong Kong can also only travel to Singapore at least 2 weeks after taking 2 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine. Travelers on the route, which attracted 15 to 20 flights per day each way before coronavirus, won't have to quarantine, as there will be no restrictions on travel purposes. However, Mr. Yeo and Mr. Ong said the bubble will be suspended if the 7-day moving average of the daily number of unlinked local COVID-19 cases is more than 5 for either of the two cities. Still on COVID-19 developments, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen on Sunday said American tourists who have been fully vaccinated against the virus will have to visit the European Union over the summer. This comes a year after shutting down non-essential travel from most countries to reduce the spread of the virus. Von der Leyen said the Americans use European Medicines Agency approved vaccines, and this will allow free movement and travel to the European Union. She said the US was on track and making great progress with its plan to vaccinate 70% of adults by mid-June. She added that travel resumption would depend on the epidemiological situation, but it is getting better in the United States, as it is hopefully also in the European Union. Von der Leyen did not exactly say when travel will resume or details on how it will occur, but the current travel restrictions are likely to change on the basis of vaccination certificates.
What that is at the very end, we're at the beginning, day number 1 or 2, after the letter has been brought to Brussels.
The EU's decision comes after President Emmanuel Macron of France said earlier this month that his country is finalizing plans to let in vaccinated Americans this summer. And in entertainment, Chinese-born filmmaker Chloe Zhao has become the first Asian woman and woman of color, and also the only second woman ever to win the Best Director for Film Nomadland at the Oscar Academy Awards this year. At the award ceremony on Sunday in Los Angeles, the 39-year-old also took home the award for Best Picture for the film. This year marks the first time 2 women were nominated in the category at the same time. Just 2 women had won Best Director in the Academy Awards 93-year-old history. Catherine Bigelow took the prize in 2010 for war thriller The Hurt Locker. There were 76 different nominations for 70 women in a variety of categories.
I have always found goodness in the people I met everywhere I went in the world. So this is for anyone who has the faith and the courage to hold on to the goodness in themselves and to hold on to the goodness in each other, no matter how difficult it is to do that. And this is for you. You inspire me to keep going. Thank you. Thank you.
And that is it on Global Watch for today. For more updates, do visit our website at www.tostvnetwork.com. To follow and like our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And remember to subscribe on YouTube. I am Abigail Okmade. Remain safe, and thanks for watching.